What's good, YouTube? This is Neodure here, and we are here to throw this in the absolute garbage because it's trash now. It's trash. It's garbage. It's done. Burn it and then let it reborn into something anew, like Anubis. But that made no sense. That reference made absolutely zero sense, and it will probably never make sense. I am here to chronicleize all this. That's what's written in the script. Chronicleize? What the heck? Is that a word? I think so. I think I spelled it wrong. I definitely spelled it wrong. Chronicleize all of this. Think of this and future videos as an e-journal, if you will, I guess. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, first of all, I thought of this. What font speaks to me? Because I was unsure if I wanted to change my font entirely. I ultimately chose not to, and here's why. I associate my channel with the font I use mostly, which is Jumble. And for channel branding, I'm just going to give you a little tip here. For channel branding, apparently you want to have a font that makes you recognizable. So that's my font. Don't take it. It's mine. It's mine. You can't have it. It's mine. It's all mine. But I use a site called DaFont to find all my fonts. It's a site where you can find some free fonts, some free cool fonts, 100% free. Don't have to worry about commercial, all that jazz. So I recommend it if you're looking for a font. I believe there's also a Google font site, but I don't know how their stuff is when it comes to that. Another thing is that I also went to look for references, and this is also very important. Don't be scared to look for references for any work you're doing. And the one that I circled right there was like my major reference, which is actually a video that I will be putting down below, which is an actual tutorial on how to do this. I highly recommend it because this is not a tutorial. This is just me talking about what the flip I made and how I made it. So I reference that one a lot. So I'm gonna put it down below and I'm gonna recommend it. So have a look, see. By It's Just Corel. Anyway, here we are. I added my text first, you know, put a bit of gradient down there, like It's Corel said. It's Just Corel said. I also spaced out the font. You could do that by pushing that wrench thing on the bottom right where the font information is. Probably circle to it. I'll probably forget though. Added some outline, you know, all that jazz, all that goo stuff. I decided for the O, I'm gonna like change the middle part into a heart, because that's one thing that I count for my that speaks to me as myself, as this channel, is hearts. If you're making a logo, one of the things you have to think about is like what is your character like. Think of at least 3 things. Like that's a good amount. 3 things. Like for example, like a symbol, whatnot, symbol, mascot, color scheme. That's what you want to think about. For another symbol I decided to do the flower on my the floral pattern on my kimono here. I decided to remake that, and I have to say it came out really well. I was surprised. I was actually surprised it came out really well. I learned a lot about outlining in this too as well. I made it lineless, which was ultimately a really good idea. I like that. I mean, technically it doesn't become lineless later on, I believe, because I put an outline on it, right? At first I wanted to make a pattern out of it, but then I was like, nah, that's too much, nah. Maybe petals could have worked. That would have worked pretty well. I was deciding where to place it. Actually, I kind of liked it on the right side. I don't know why I chose it differently later on, but I think I liked where I put it. Where I put it at the end, though. It was fine where I put it. Added a little gradient on the top. I added a pink gradient on the top. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. At first, for the heart in the middle, I wanted to put like the goopy slime jazz, the goopy slime bleeding, but I chose not to. Later on, I just wasn't into it. Like it just wasn't speaking to me this time. So instead, I decided to put like a little mini me, a mini cute me. Look at me, little slime me, little slime me. Oh, little slimy. Actually, that's a nice name. Patent pending. Okay. Besides the point. But after that, I decided to put the horn, because if you guys don't notice, I have one horn as an Oni. That's right, I have one horn. I can count, right? Well, I actually have 2 horns, but we don't talk about the second horn. Well, I can have 2 horns. Well, I can talk about the second horn because we're not monetized. My second horn is my... Okay, besides the point. We decided to do that. And we also gradient the horn as well, which I was surprised I thought of doing that. Sometimes I pat myself on the back, okay? Sometimes I be smart. Sometimes I actually be smart. I decided to put the katakana. Typically, you put this like before everything else, but I decided to put it now because I wasn't sure if I wanted it first. But I decided ultimately to put it there because it was kind of unbalanced. Like, everything was on top and everything felt more like on the left side. I decided to put like a katakana on the bottom right side. Ultimately, that was a very good idea in my account. That was actually a pretty good idea. Add more hearts on the side, you know, get some more pattern representation. Put some in the font too, but I know I deleted the first time because I ended up not liking it that way. But at the end of the day, I decided, hey, it's just positioning. So I put it in again later on. And here I'm just doing a little bit more positioning. And then I will go ahead and duplicate every layer, I believe. At some point, I duplicate every layer and I turn it into a black layer so I can make a back shadow for it, like a dark back shadow for it, because like it looked better. Like, it actually made it look better. I also did mesh transformation on this thing. I didn't know that was a thing. I had to learn that myself. I was like, whoa, okay, that's cool as heck. And here I actually add the patterns right there. I turn them to white. I turn them to white hearts because they work better in the font piece. Little position there. Add an outline to the heart, which I should have done like a while ago, but I chose not to. So I had to do this by hand. It was hard as heck. That was so annoying, dog. But bada bing, bada boom. After that, we created a whole new thing. Thank you guys so much for actually clicking on the video. If you guys want to see more e-journal type content like this, go ahead and give me a subscribe, turn on notifications so you know, hey, I have an episode out. That's pretty pog. Pretty pog.